Content creation is the process of taking ideas, stories, knowledge, opinions, experiences, and turning them into something other people can watch, read, listen to, or share. We're talking about a video, podcast episode, LinkedIn post, newsletter, TikTok, Instagram reel, YouTube short, a blog, or even a simple graphic. And it's one of these phrases, content creation. It's thrown around so much, right? They say, create content, be on YouTube, post on LinkedIn, have a podcast, be consistent on social media, all these things. And you do want to be consistent, but you also need to create something valuable. Education, entertainment, inspiration, connection, or perspective. And a lot of beginners can incorrectly think that content creation is just posting online, but it starts with 3 questions. Who am I trying to reach? What do they care about? And what can I consistently share that helps, entertains, or connects with them? And that is the foundation, because content is not really about you talking into the internet. It's about building a relationship with an audience. And if you're a business owner, content can help people understand what you do. If you're a coach, creator, consultant, entrepreneur, content can help people trust you before they ever meet you. There's a magic phrase called know, like, and trust. So they won't just jump to trust. They have to know and like you first. And if you're an artist or a storyteller, content can help people connect with your work. So the real power of content creation is that it gives you a voice, a platform, and a way to build trust over time. And I think it starts with YouTube. I think that might be where you're watching this video. YouTube is one of the most powerful platforms for video content because people use it for both entertainment and search. Think about it. Say like a Google search, well, they're in a hurry, they're desperate, they're time limited, and then a lot of social media like Facebook, it's just what's on their feed. They're just kind of given things, but on YouTube, it's multi-purpose, right? You go on YouTube, there's that front page, and there's like your subscriptions, there's what's recommended, and there's also like what you've maybe previously searched a few days or weeks ago, and it kind of like covertly like researches, so it like just gives you this map of all these new things. But then in that search bar, I mean, I use that YouTube search bar more than anything. I search YouTube more than Google, more than social media. So I might go to YouTube to watch a podcast, learn how to fix something, understand a business concept, watch a product review, follow a creator, or just get inspired. And I think YouTube, it's magical and it's different from most social platforms. On social media, people discover content while scrolling, but on YouTube, people are often actively looking for something. And I feel, at least based on what I do, is like I stay on YouTube more than say on a search engine. And this means that your videos can keep working for you long after you post them. A YouTube video you make today might still be found years or even months from now. And for beginners, YouTube is great for tutorials, explainers, interviews, reviews, behind the scenes content, educational videos, and longer conversations. But the key for you as a video creator is to make your videos clear, searchable, and useful. Clear, searchable, useful. A good YouTube video usually has a strong title, a clear topic, a compelling opening, and a reason for that viewer to keep watching. So YouTube, you see what gets your attention. And now let's talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social platform, but it has a more professional focus, right? Of course, you can have people posting their pictures and their selfies, but also there's 1,000 AI marketing prompts. There's also promoting their next events. There's also interesting quotes. So it's more professionally and business friendly versus something like Facebook or Instagram where people might just say, hey, get your selling off of my feed. So LinkedIn has this professional focus, and it's especially useful for entrepreneurs, business owners, executives, salespeople, recruiters, consultants, coaches, and anyone building credibility in a professional space. But LinkedIn, if you haven't been on it for a while, or if you're not much of a user, you think, oh, is that resume site? Is that just to say I got a new job? Well, it's not just for job updates anymore. People use it to share lessons, opinions, industry insights, business stories, personal experiences, leadership advice, and practical tips. The power of LinkedIn is that it helps you build authority. So if YouTube is great for searchable video, then LinkedIn is great for professional visibility. And I'll even go out on a limb here and say, if you only were on 2 platforms, I would make it YouTube and LinkedIn. And especially because my team at dfypodcast.com, we can reconfigure your content. We can cut it up, we can create images, we can create text. And if you want us to post for you on X, on Threads, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Pinterest, wherever you want, then we can do that. But your real personality and the meat of your content can be in the form of 3 to 10 minute YouTube videos and little LinkedIn posts. So LinkedIn helps you build authority, and YouTube is great for that searchable video, and LinkedIn's for that professional visibility. So a simple LinkedIn post can show how you think, what you know, what you value, and what kind of people you serve. The best LinkedIn content is clear, honest, and specific. Instead of trying to sound impressive, share something useful. Share a lesson you learned, a mistake you made, a trend you're noticing, a client problem you solved, a belief you have about your industry. And LinkedIn works best when you sound like a real person with real experience. And what we've been talking about here in general is social media, right? So social media, you think of like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, Threads, Snapchat, and social media is more fast moving than YouTube or podcasting. It's short form content. Trends, reactions, clips, images, memes, opinions, and community interaction. And the benefit there of social media is the reach. You can post something short and it can spread quickly, but the challenge with social media is that it moves fast. So content can disappear from people's feeds just as quickly as it appeared. But social media is great for visibility, engagement, and distribution. Think of social media as the place where you stay active in the conversation. Use it to share quick ideas, clips from longer videos, highlights from past episodes, behind the scenes moments, and personal updates, and questions that invite people to respond. Now, for beginners, the key is to not be everywhere at once. You pick 1 or 2 platforms where your audience already spends time, and you get good at those first. So far we've been talking about YouTube. I think that's a great starting point. You get the video, get the long form, and then you can repurpose that for the other platforms, especially LinkedIn. And so if someone says, okay, well, I discovered this person on YouTube, what are they about? What's their business? Then you can kind of see the more solid foundation on LinkedIn. But then where all this can kind of come together is podcasting. Now, podcasting creates a deeper kind of connection. We talked about YouTube, LinkedIn, social media, but now podcasting can be audio or video. But the real important part of podcasting is not the equipment, the look, the music, whether it's audio or video. It's about conversation and storytelling. People listen while they drive, while they walk, while they work out, clean, travel, relax. And podcasting gives you more time with your audience than a short social media post ever could. Think about those friends that maybe you only see in little bits in passing versus a friend maybe you spend several hours fishing together, right? You want that, right? If you want to warm up an audience, you want them to spend more time around you, spend an afternoon, not just 5 minutes. So a podcast is a great place for interviews, solo reflections, educational series, industry conversations, founder stories, niche topics, long form discussions. But the biggest strength of podcasting is trust. Remember, we said know, like, and trust. When someone listens to you for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, they start to understand your voice, personality, perspective, your values, and they begin to know you, even though they've never met you, you've never met them, but they kind of get these insights into your personality. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I've had dreams about YouTubers where like I was their friend and I knew them and they just somehow got into my subconscious because I had seen them for hundreds, thousands of hours versus if I just see someone for 2 seconds on TikTok. But for you to have these kinds of outputs, results, a podcast does not have to be complicated. You need a topic, a format, a microphone, camera, recording software, and a way to publish. But more than anything, you need a reason for people to listen. And that reason might be the guests themselves, the insights, the stories, the questions, or the unique point of view you bring. But the most important thing to understand is that these platforms do not have to compete with each other. YouTube, LinkedIn, larger, wider social media, podcasting. Your podcast episode can be a YouTube video. The YouTube video can be short clips for Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. A strong quote from the episode can become a LinkedIn post. A lesson from the conversation can become a newsletter. A behind-the-scenes moment can become a social media story. And this is all called repurposing. And for beginners, repurposing is one of the smartest things you can do. You do not need to create something brand new from scratch every single day. You can start with one strong idea and turn it into multiple pieces of content. So here's what we've been saying so far. Content creation is the act of turning ideas into valuable media. YouTube is powerful for searchable video and long-term visibility. LinkedIn is powerful for professional credibility and business relationships. Social media is powerful for reach, engagement, and staying visible. Podcasting is powerful for deeper conversations and trust. But the platform matters less than the purpose. The real question is not, well, where should I post? It's who am I trying to serve and what do I want to say consistently? Because great content is not about chasing every trend. It's about showing up with value, clarity, and consistency. And when you do that over time, content becomes more than just posts. It becomes your voice, your reputation, your brand, and your way of connecting with the world.